Hello, this is Demik, and today I'm going to talk about two dwarf planets in our solar system. Now, one of the dwarf planets is Eris and Sirius. So, Eris is one of the largest dwarf planets in our solar system. It's about the same size as Pluto, but it's 3 times farther from the Sun. The discovery of Eris helped trigger a debate the scientific community that led to the International Astronomical Union's decision in 2006 to clarify the definition of a planet. Pluto, Eris, and other similar objects are now classified as dwarf planets. Eris was discovered in January 2005, January 5th, 2005, from data obtained October 21st, 2003, during a Palomar Observatory survey of the outer solar system by Mike Brown, a professional planetary astronomy at the California Institute of Technology. Chad Trujillo, Chad Trujillo of Gemini Observatory and David Rainbanowitz of Yale University. Originally designated 2003 UB and nicknamed for the television warrior Xena by its discovery team, Eris is named for the ancient Greek goddess of discord and strife. The name fits. Eris remains at the center of a scientific debate about the definition of a planet. With an equatorial diameter of about 1,500 miles, 204,000 miles, 204,000 kilometers. Eris is about 1/5 width of the Earth. Eris is like Pluto, is a little smaller than Earth's moon. If the Earth were the size of a nickel, Eris would be about as big as a popcorn kernel. From an average distance of 6.3 billion miles, 10 billion kilometers, Eris is about 68 astronomical units away from the Sun. One astronomical unit, abbreviated as AU, is the distance from the Sun to Earth. From this distance, it takes sunlight more than 9 hours to travel from the Sun to the surfaces of Eris. Eris has a small moon called Dysnomia. Dysnomia has a nearly circular orbit lasting about 16 days. This moon is named after Eris' daughter, the demon goddess of lawlessness. Dysnomia and the small other moons and dwarf planets allow astronomers to calculate the mass of the parent body. Dysnomia plays a role in determining how comparable Pluto and Eris are to each other. Eris most likely has a rocky surface similar to Pluto. Scientists think surface temperature vary from about negative 359 degrees Fahrenheit, negative 217 degrees Celsius to negative 405 degrees Fahrenheit, negative 243 degrees Celsius. The dwarf planet is often so far from the Sun that its atmosphere collapses and freezes, falling to the surface as snow. As it gets closest to the sun in its faraway orbit, the atmosphere thaws. Ceres is the only dwarf planet in the inner solar system. It was the first dwarf planet to receive a visit from a spacecraft. Dwarf planet Ceres is the largest object in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. It's the only dwarf planet located in the inner solar system. It was first member of the asteroid belt to be discovered when Giuseppe Piazzi spotted in 1801 when NASA's Dawn arrived in 2015. Ceres became the first dwarf planet to receive a visit from a spacecraft. Called an asteroid for many years, Ceres is much bigger and so different from its rocky neighbors that scientists classified it as a dwarf planet in 2006. Even though Ceres comprises 25% of the asteroid belt's total mass, Pluto is still 14 times more massive. Ceres is named for the Roman goddess of corn and harvests. The word cereal comes from the same name. Ceres doesn't have any moons. Ceres is covered in countless small craters, but none are larger than 175 miles, 280 kilometers in diameter. This is surprising given that the dwarf planet must have been hit by numerous large asteroids during its 4.5 billion year lifetime. The lack of craters might be due to layers of ice just below the surface. The surface features could smooth out over time if ice or another lower density material, such as salt, is just below the surface. It's also possible that hydrothermal activity, ice volcanoes, and some large craters within some of Ceres craters that are regions that are always in shadow. It's possible that without direct sunlight, those cold traps could have water ice in them for long periods of time. Sounds delicious. Ceres has a very thin atmosphere, and there's evidence it contains water vapor. The vapor may be produced by ice volcanoes or by ice near the surface sublimating, transforming solid to gas. And that pretty much does it for the dwarf planets. And that was my project on two dwarf planets, Eris and Ceres.